Authority is stewardship, not ego. If God entrusted you with the capacity, hiding it is not humility. It's actually ego and avoidance, and God is not pleased with that. Welcome to another episode of Journey to Mastery. I am your host, LZ, and today what I want to talk about is something that I think is misunderstood in the Christian founder space, and that is authority. Okay, so I want to talk about authority in a way that hopefully challenges you in a good way, in a way that at least at a very minimum causes you to think differently about authority, visibility, marketing, promoting yourself, etc. So if you're not becoming known for something specific, you are probably creating an environment where you are replaceable. You're just like everybody else, whether you're a coach, whether you are in a high trust field, insurance, consulting, training, whatever the case might be, you have to be known for a thing. If you're not known for a thing, I promise you, you are becoming replaceable. And we don't want to be replaceable because we know that we are irreplaceable. So what is authority? I think when you start to think about authority, I think it's important to understand what authority is not. Okay. Authority is not popularity. Authority is not followers. Authority is not necessarily being everywhere all the time, posting daily, being a content guru. Now, there are some people who have authority who do these things, but that's not what makes them an authority. The other thing, and this is a big one, that authority is not necessarily being loud. Okay. But what authority is this stewardship. Authority, to give you an example, you could have authority over a thing, but not have dominion. And you can have dominion over a thing and not steward it correctly. If that makes sense. Okay. So people oftentimes ask me what the crown logo stands for. What does it represent? And I thought about that and I think about it a lot because I'm really big on everything being intentional, everything having meaning, and everything being specifically assigned to do and carry out a certain action. Okay. So in the crown logo, I thought of 6 words that kind of encapsulate what it means. Okay. And the first one is authority. The second one is dominion. And I'll probably do an episode over each one of these 6 things because I think that it's that important. So authority, dominion, and stewardship. That's what the crown represents. Okay. The flame represents passion, refinement, and conviction. Okay. And like I said, I'll probably do an episode over each one of those in a little bit. But authority without stewardship becomes ego and pride. And authority without dominion becomes passivity. And we are not passive, right? We are called to dominate, right? And to master our craft without apologies. Okay. Matthew 5:14 says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden." Light that is hidden is not humility. Let me tell you. Now, I believe that the heart behind it or your heart posture matters a lot. Okay. Now, we're not supposed to be out there doing things to be seen, but it is a good thing for the good things that you do to be seen, because when people see the good things that you do, it inspires them, it encourages them. Now, I'm not saying that you do this from a place of, I want everybody to know what I'm doing, but I think that it's important that people see the good in the world so that they are encouraged by that, because there's a lot of not so good things that happen in this world. And we are to be a city on a hill, a light that shines goodness and faithfulness and encouragement into the world. Okay. So what is authority actually? I want to run down this list. There's 4 things that I kind of want to get into, and then I want to give you some action items to increase your authority. Number 1 is recognized expertise. What are people always asking you about that, the thing that you're doing that comes more naturally to you than to most people? What is the thing that when you wake up in the morning, you're thinking about that thing? When you go to sleep, you're thinking about that thing. And as faith-driven entrepreneurs, sometimes it could almost compete with our time and our relationship with God. That is your area of authority. Now, God gave you dominion within that authority so that you could steward it well, if that makes sense. But you want people to know exactly who you are, what you do, who you help, how you help them, and the results that you get for people. Sometimes that gets muddy because you've been running your business for a little bit, and now maybe the seasons have shifted a little bit and you're doing something a little bit different. So, and that's why we always talk about alignment and realignment and consistently checking that alignment to make sure that we're on point in that season. The second thing that you get with authority is what I call attraction. You will start to attract opportunities. You won't have to always go and raise your hand and say, hey, I'd like to put my hat in the ring. When you exercise profitable authority, you'll start to get people attracted to you, and people will refer you to other people. I got an email the other day for an opportunity, had no idea the opportunity was even existed, but a person that knew who, what I do, who I am, who I help, referred me to the person, and now I get the opportunity. And so the more you lean into that profitable authority, the more those types of things will happen. The third thing that happens when you execute profitable authority is margin expansion. And what I mean by margin expansion is a lot of people think about the top line. A lot of people talk about the bottom line. I like to spend a lot of time in the middle, because a lot of times if you make $1, but you spend 7, your top and your bottom line, they're not in agreement. But there needs to be some cohesion there. And so margin expansion is looking at that top line, but really looking at the middle and saying, okay, what are the areas that we need to pay attention to increase the difference between what we are bringing in terms of revenue and what's going out, right? And what does it cost us to execute this product or execute this service? So margin expansion, right? The more you lean into your profitable authority, the better you get at recognizing that margin expansion. And then the last thing is decision discipline. I try to minimize the number of decisions that I make in a day, because the better you can get at that, and so that you only have to make a handful of decisions every single day, you're going to get really good at making those decisions. You're going to get efficient at it. You're going to know what to say yes to. You're going to know what to say no to, and you'll increase your ability to really focus and hone in on the thing that makes you great. All right, so the 3 ways to build profitable authority. Number 1, clarity around what you are known for. Number 2, make excellence the standard. Number 3, practice decision discipline. Authority is stewardship, not ego. If God entrusted you with the capacity, hiding it is not humility. It's actually ego and avoidance, and God is not pleased with that. Clarity builds authority. Alignment prepares you. Authority positions you. If you pivot constantly, you will never be known. Excellence compounds into authority. All right, so here's the play. I want you to write 1 sentence about what you want to be known for. Okay. And then I want you to audit everything, your entire ecosystem. Does this sentence, is it aligned with your ecosystem? And if not, I want you to make notes about what parts of your ecosystem don't align with that sentence that you just wrote. And I want you to take notes around what is misaligned and what action you can take to get that into alignment. Okay. And that's what we're about, helping founders just like you build profitable authority without compromising your calling. If you want to grow your faith, grow your focus and your business, I invite you to join the Journey Feed. It's where we get into all the nitty gritty and the details on how to grow profitable authority God's way. If that's you, or if you know somebody who will benefit from that, forward this to them and tell them Elsie sent you. Until next time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, can I get a oh yeah, can I get a